What's going on, guys? I'm Jada Black. Salute to everyone that's tuning in. I want to talk about Jada Pinkett Smith. She just had her 50th birthday. She was celebrating it, and she even had time to really reflect once again on her marriage and why it's been so tough for her at age 50 to find love within herself again, right? Now, I want people to understand something about Jada Pinkett Smith. It has become very clear that I don't think that she's going through some issues that just a normal thing with couples. No, I think Jada Pinkett Smith wants to feel important. She wants to feel just as important as Will Smith. And for the majority of their marriage, she has been secondary to Will Smith. And now with the Red Table Talk and Will Smith, career-wise, I mean, he's still a big name, but he's not like the guy I would say he was maybe 10 years ago, or I would say maybe 7 years ago, as far as being like the number one go-to guy for films like that. And Will Smith even discussed this himself. And he's at a point to where he wants to help her build what she's building outside of acting. And from the time that she started Red Table Talk, it just always felt like it was about making her important, making her feel like, she could find happiness in her marriage. And what's funny is that you see all these married couples on social media talking about how great marriage is, right? They don't have problems and issues. Well, Jada Pinkett Smith finds problems and issues in her marriage. Yes, she stays with Will, but it's a marriage of convenience. It's a marriage of convenience. She still needs him. And Will Smith wants to keep his family together. So both of that keeps them together. And I think Will would make it difficult for her to divorce him anyway. But it's better than her doing this show and George Clooney is asking her, how does she put up with Will Smith? And it's like, how does she put up with Will Smith? I would say, what are you smoking? But, what are you snorting? But let's get into this article here from the USA Today. It says Jada Pinkett Smith is marking a major milestone this year, her 50th birthday. The Red Table Talk host, who turned 50 on September 18th, celebrated her big day during Wednesday's episode by answering questions from celebrity friends about her relationship with Will Smith. The two who have documented their ups and downs tied the knot in 1997 and have been married for over 2 decades. George Clooney started the birthday tributes, jokingly wishing her happy 39th birthday. They tell me that you're turning 50, which that's not possible because that would mean that I am 60. And that's not possible, Clooney quipped. He continued asking her a simple question I've been wanting to ask for a long time. How do you put up with Will? He playfully asked as Jada burst out in laughter. Yeah, I bet that is funny. Even though we're going to forget that she publicly embarrassed him by not so admitting that she hooked up with August Alsina or fell in love, quote unquote. Yeah, right. You're intelligent, you're talented, successful, and beautiful, and you have all these qualities that quite honestly Will doesn't have, and I want to know how after all these years you do it. How do you do it? Yes, let's put down Will Smith. Let's put down the family man who's known for his personality, who's known to be a genuinely good guy. Let's talk about all his negative qualities, and let's boost up the great qualities of Jada Pinkett Smith, a woman who goes public about how miserable she is in her marriage. But George Clooney wants to talk about how bad Will Smith is and his qualities. Now, again, y'all gonna say, well, he's joking, Jay. Listen, there's truth in jokes. There's always some truth there. There's always some truth there. And this is what happens when people don't have that respect as far as relationships is concerned for their marriage. They can say that to Jada Pinkett Smith's face on her show live. I don't know. I just, let's see. In response, Jada acknowledged that she had to learn to love herself first in order to love someone else. It's almost as if Jada Pinkett Smith feels like she's been married for over 30, 40 years. She's only been married for 25 years. There are couples who've been married longer than that don't have the same, especially the women don't have the same mindset as her. You know why? Because they don't feel the need to want to feel more important in that marriage. Jada Pinkett Smith wants to feel like she's more important than Will Smith, and that will never happen. No matter how much you try to put him down, no matter how much you embarrass him, no matter how much you complain about how miserable you are, even though you'll never divorce him, it seems like, you'll never be more important than Will Smith. And that's what bothers her. She wants to feel as important, if not more important than him. And that will never happen because he's Will Smith. I think that what you really have to learn is how to have a friendship, because really, how do you put up with anybody? How do you put up with yourself? She responded. Once she learned how to understand herself, Jada said she really learned how to put up with all others. I think for me, I had so much emotional maturity that I had to do. I really had to take the time to learn how to love myself, because how we love ourselves is how we show people how to love us. However, she also explained the fine line between depending on her husband to make her happy and being happy with her husband when answering Trevor Noah's question about the difference. The idea when you're expecting someone to fill your happy place and be your happy place versus you creating your happy place within, you have to be your cake. Let me say this. Jada, if you're unhappy, leave Will. That's all I have to say. I think people are getting tired of hearing about how miserable you are. It's not like you have a hectic life. Your kids are pretty much grown. Okay, it's just you. There's ways of finding your happy place. You don't have to tell us all the time that you're not happy, because at some point, it's not going to be them. It's going to be you. Because I don't think Will Smith makes it hard for her. I don't think Will Smith makes it difficult for Jada Pinkett Smith to be a woman, to be a wife. He may have certain personality traits that may turn her off at times, because we don't know these people behind closed doors. Like, we really don't. But you've been together for 25 years. Marriages take work, but it's all about you finding your happy place and you finding happiness within yourself. It seems like the only time you're truly happy is when you're discussing Tupac. That's not the only time Jada Pinkett Smith is happy, is when she can have conversations about Tupac, or she can discuss letters, or, whenever that conversation may come up, that's her happy place. Listen, you can't manufacture happiness with somebody you're not happy with. If you're not happy with somebody, it's going to show either on your facial expressions, your body language, how you talk to that person, how you treat them, how you interact with them around other people. If you don't want to be with somebody, it's going to manifest itself. I haven't heard her say one thing about the children, the family unit, overall, just looking to keep things complete. It's all about her finding love within herself. We've heard this conversation from Jada Pinkett Smith over and over and over and over. You're grateful when someone wants to be the icing or cherry on top, but you got to be your cake. When you have your own happiness within, you have more understanding that A, nobody owes you anything. B, anything that anyone decides to offer you is a gift, she said. Though Jada reflect on the highlights of her nearly 25-year marriage to the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air star, she also acknowledged that it wasn't always easy. She opened up about her initially tumultuous relationship with Will's first wife, was it Cherie? Or Cher? Who Will Smith was married to for 3 years prior. Yeah, they did not have the best relationship. And that probably came with her maturity. But again, a lot of these men that these women date have other wives or other women they were with before you. That's just something you're going to have to get over. Now, he also brought a son into that relationship with Jada Pinkett. But once again, you knew this before you married him. You knew he had an ex-wife. You knew he had a son. And you accepted that because you wanted to be with Will. That was a real process, Jada admitted. Though she acknowledged that she now considers Fletcher a sister, she said it took almost 20 years to get there. 20 years. This woman has been standoffish towards this woman for over 20 years. Or trying to work on their relationship, co-parenting, so to speak, with her being a stepmother to his son and this son of his ex-wife. It was really a transformation for all of us, having a blended family and getting to a place where there was ease with it and having complete, utter acceptance, Smith said, adding that Fletcher accepts me and all my nonsense now. That's a real sisterhood there. This isn't the first time Jada has gotten brutally honest about her love life. In June, she opened up about her unconventional views of marriage and her relationship with Will in the Guardian interview. Well, that's pretty much all for reading that. Listen, I think that we are the creators of our reality. I will always say that. We create our environment. And if we're not comfortable in it, then we have to make changes. Because again, I see these married couples bragging all the time about how great marriage is. On the surface. You got these dudes who brag about how great being married is, right? Even some of these women. But you got people like Jada Pinkett Smith that I don't think she was ever really comfortable being married. I just think the marriage benefited her because she was a Hollywood actress. She was basically doing her own thing. Yes, she was building a family with Will, but she also had an acting career that she seemingly was still doing and was liking. But as time went on, she did less and less of that. And I think that's where the tension probably grew. I think tension grew not because she was unhappy with herself. It was because she was not good in her career and she was sort of pushed aside, and people cared more about Will Smith than they did her. That's what it's about. But y'all may think I'm wrong. You can let me know in the comment section below. Make sure you like this video and make sure you share it.